If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
Just recently, Tank Davis stirred debate with a tweet aimed at Butt, which quickly escalated tensions between the two fighters. Davis, known for his brash and often provocative social media presence, took it to a new level when he addressed Crawford's family in his tweet. Davis wrote this tweet in response to Crawford's comments regarding Davis's fighting style and his claims that Davis hadn't faced the same level of competition, and him saying that Tank was mad he wasn't invited to the event. However, the personal attack on Crawford's wife and 8 children crossed a line that many boxing fans found to be disrespectful. Fans and experts quickly took to social media, criticizing Davis for bringing family into the feud. The tweet IGN Ed was outraged, especially given the respect typically afforded to an opponent's family in the sport. Many fans who had previously backed Davis began distancing themselves after the tweet. In the world of professional boxing, trash talk is common, but bringing someone's family into the conversation is usually seen as crossing a personal line. Davis's tweet didn't just spark anger among Crawford supporters, it's also led to widespread disappointment among boxing fans who shared their concerns about the direction of Davis's career. The boxer, who has built a name on his knockout power and thrilling fights, is now facing backlash for crossing a boundary. Many thought that attacking Crawford's family was not only wrong but unnecessary. Some fans defended Davis, saying that he was simply playing mind games, a strategy that's often seen in boxing to generate talk before a potential fight. However, the overwhelming majority of responses from fans, fighters, and analysts pointed to the tweet as a mistaken reaction to the growing backlash. Davis remained defiant, posting more tweets to justify his words, but the damage was done, and the focus of the talk quickly shifted from Davis's knockout power to his controversial behavior outside the ring. However, it was just Tank dating the Beast. Terence Crawford took no time responding to Tank. Davis, the reigning pound-for-pound king, posted a video addressing the tweet and sending a clear message to Davis. "You know I would totally crush you if we ever had a street fight."
Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that moving up 2 weight classes and, you know, daring to be great.
You would fight him,
man. Tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Wow. Oh, man. Devontae said you got a glass.
Crawford's reaction was calm yet firm. He didn't engage in the same level of personal attacks as Davis, instead focusing on his readiness to fight, whether in the boxing ring or outside of it. Crawford's message was clear. He isn't afraid of Davis, and he was willing to meet him in any setting if necessary. This measured response only added to Crawford's image as a composed and professional fighter, especially in contrast to Davis's outburst.
They just said we in a gunfight, right? Yeah. And I got a metal shield, and the opposite person got a glass shield. Okay, Chad. Who gonna come on top? I don't care about how much he run around. Once them hands get on him, it's gonna slow him down. And once
definitely if he touch him, he definitely if he touch him clean, he'll break.
This wasn't the first time Davis and Crawford had traded words. The two fighters have been at odds for years, with both having publicly called each other out on multiple occasions. However, the nature of their rivalry had largely stayed professional up until this point. Davis has consistently criticized Crawford's choice of opponents and his lack of marketability, while Crawford has voiced frustration with Davis's management and the opponents he has been matched against in interviews. Davis has often claimed that Crawford's career lacked excitement while he, Davis, is the more entertaining fighter. He has also claimed that Crawford has avoided fights with top fighters in their respective weight classes. Meanwhile, Crawford has taken shots at Davis' skills, claiming that Davis is overhyped and hasn't met the same level of competition that Crawford has throughout his career. While the two have traded barbs in the past, the tweet from Davis crossed a line that many felt was beyond just typical rivalry. The personal attack on Crawford's family added a new layer of animosity, which brought this feud to the top of boxing fans' minds. Terence Crawford and GervontaDavis are two of boxing's biggest stars, and the discussion about who has made more money in their careers is one of the most controversial topics in the sport today. Their feud has escalated on social media platforms like X, where both have taken shots at each other, causing heated discussions among fans, analysts, and even their peers. The current root of the debate isn't just about who is the better fighter. It's about who has earned more, who gets the bigger crowd, and who holds the edge in terms of financial success. This question, though seemingly simple, is far more complicated when you start peeling back the layers. To begin with, boxing earnings are famously opaque.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look?
147? Shit, if I tap that chin, you know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know he
ain't
is.
got no chin.
I already know he is.
You said no chin.
The true figures are only known to a small group of people, including network executives, promoters, and managers, and these individuals rarely, if ever, reveal the complete financial picture. Purse totals released to the press are just one part of the story. Fighters often make additional money through pay-per-view revenue shares, sponsorships, and bonuses, all of which are difficult to quantify unless clearly disclosed. Even with these challenges, several facts and expert opinions give us some idea of how their earnings differ. Terence Crawford has recently solidified his position as one of the highest earners in boxing, partly due to landmark fights. His July 2023 win over Errol Spence Jr. and his August 2024 fight against Israel Madrimov of the Spence fight, which was for the undisputed welterweight championship, was a huge pay-per-view event and one of the most anticipated matchups in recent years.
How you feel about that fight? Is it even possible at a catch weight?
Nah, ain't no catch weight. You come up to 47.
Not even entertaining a catch weight.
No, I'm not.
He's a champ though too, undefeated.
And what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here where the big boys at.
All right,
I'll welcome him.
Crawford not only emerged victorious in dominant fashion, but also walked away with a large share of the revenue. Reports suggest that this fight alone catapulted Crawford into a new financial bracket. His fight against Madrimov, where he allegedly earned a guaranteed $10 million, further cemented his status as a top earner. GervontaDavis, meanwhile, has been a constant pay-per-view attraction, with his April 2023 showdown against Ryan Garcia standing out as a defining moment in his career. The fight was a blockbuster event, drawing massive attention and showing Davis's ability to deliver thrilling performances in high-stakes situations. That win, a stunning TK over Garcia, established Davis as one of boxing's most marketable stars. While it's clear that Davis has consistently been a big draw, critics say that he is yet to match Crawford's recent financial milestones.
I felt great. It was no different from 147, to be honest. Israel just was a strong opponent. You know, we knew that coming in the gate.
Social media presence plays a crucial part in this discussion. Davis has a massive 7.5 million followers on Instagram and nearly 800,000 followers on X. In comparison, Crawford, despite being a longer established name in boxing, has a much smaller social media footprint with 1.8 million Instagram followers and 468,000 on X. These numbers matter as they show a fighter's marketability in today's digital age. Sponsorship deals, partnerships, and other income streams are often influenced by a fighter's online reach, and Davis's dominance in this area gives him a major edge. However, social media clout alone doesn't tell the full story, especially when we consider other factors influencing their earnings.
I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for you.
Crawford's career longevity and consistency at the championship level are noticeable benefits. Turning professional in 2008, Crawford has been a world champion since 2014, giving him over a decade of earnings at the sport's highest level championship fights, particularly as the main event typically brings larger payouts, and Crawford's extensive resume of title fights underscores his earning potential. Davis, who went pro in 2013 and won his first world title in 2017, has achieved remarkable success in a shorter period, but he lacks the same length of championship-level experience as Crawford. This disparity and career timeline suggests that Crawford has likely collected more over the years, even if Davis has recently closed the gap.
Knock him out.
How good is Terence Crawford?
Terence Crawford is good, but he's not what people make him the same. He's not pound for pound.
The involvement of His Excellency Turki Alalshik in boxing has been a game changer, especially for Crawford. Alalshik's model of giving fighters guaranteed paydays far beyond what traditional promoters can provide has shifted the financial dynamics of the sport. Crawford's $10 million guarantee for the Madrimov fight is just the beginning, as reports say his potential bout with Canelo Alvarez could set new records for fighter earnings. Alalshik's ability to bring unprecedented financial backing to the table gives Crawford a significant advantage, especially as Davis stays outside this growing network.
One thing I can say about Tank is he's smart. He can box.
Yes.
And he explosive. You know what I mean? But I'm saying skill-wise and in the mind, I don't think neither one of them can outthink.
For Davis, the financial landscape looks different. While his drawing power is undeniable, the quality of his upcoming opponents could impact his ability to earn massive paydays. His rumored fight in March against Lamont Roach Jr., though legitimate in terms of competition, lacks the marquee value needed to drive major pay-per-view sales. Without a co-star to help sell the event, Davis may find it challenging to match the earnings Crawford has secured through high-profile matchups to keep his financial momentum. Davis needs to secure fights against opponents with bigger star power, such as Vasyl Lomachenko, Shocker Stevenson, or even rising stars like Keyshawn Davis.
How do you not lead with ego? Like if you hear somebody like Tank say, 147, I knock Bud out.
Well, he just talking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got the confidence in himself that he believed that he can do that because he's been knocking all these fighters out that he's been in the ring with. You know, so no knock to Tank, but there's definitely levels.
The debate over who has made more money also shows a deeper philosophical divide in boxing. Crawford's success has been built on taking on the toughest challenges, often going into hostile territory to prove himself against the best. This approach has earned him widespread respect from his peers and fans, as well as lucrative chances to showcase his skills on the biggest stages. Davis, on the other hand, has been criticized for a more controlled career path with fights that favor commercial appeal over competitive risk. While this strategy has made Davis a household name, some argue it has limited his ability to maximize his earnings over the long run. Leonard Ellerb says that Davis now makes 8 figures per fight, which is significant, but it's worth examining when this level of earning began.
You address the whole, I mean, not really address, but kind of speak on the whole Tank Crawford thing, because when Crawford said he'd be willing to wait at 47 for Tank, he did say after the interview, well, like immediately after the interview, I was just playing around. Like, do you want people to just put that shit to bed? Or?
Yeah, he was just playing around. You know what I'm saying? Tank does that, you know.
Early in his career, Davis didn't attract the same financial attention, and his rise to the top has been relatively recent. Crawford, by comparison, has been earning substantial paydays for years thanks to his consistency and willingness to fight anyone, anywhere. This difference in job trajectories further complicates the question of who has made more money. Another key reason is the shift in the pay-per-view model. Traditionally, fighters depended heavily on PPV sales to maximize their earnings, but Alalshik's guaranteed payouts have disrupted this strategy. Crawford's partnership with Alalshik has allowed him to avoid the uncertainties of pay-per-view revenue while Davis remains more dependent on the traditional system. This shift could have long-term effects for how both fighters approach their careers and financial negotiations. Critics of Davis say that his social media fame and commercial appeal might not translate into sustained financial success unless he takes on more significant challenges in the ring. Meanwhile, Crawford's fans point to his desire to fight the best as a testament to his legacy and earning power. The contrasting approaches of the two fighters reflect broader tensions within the sport as traditional values of competition and merit clash with the modern focus on marketability and entertainment. Ultimately, the question of who has made more money, Crawford or Davis, may never have a clear answer. The lack of transparency in boxing finances means that much of the discussion relies on speculation and fragmented reports. What is clear, however, is that both fighters have taken different roads to success, each with its own merits and drawbacks. Crawford's recent financial windfall and alignment with Alalshik position him as the front-runner in the earnings race, but Davis's popularity and marketability ensure that he remains a formidable figure in the sport's financial scene. As their Rivalry continues to unfold. The debate over their earnings will stay a captivating subplot in the world of boxing.
Issue there, or would that just be a matter of you waiting for him to be ready for you?
Yeah, no, Tank is at a lower weight class than me. He's at 135. I'm at 147. That's 2 weight classes apart.
So he would have to come up.
Yeah, because I wouldn't never.
You can't get that low.
So that's not gonna happen, because I saw people talking about it. You don't think that'll ever happen?
No, I wouldn't say that it'll happen.
The way things are flowing, it seems this feud might lead to a fight in the ring. While they currently participate in weight classes separated by 3 divisions, their paths have crossed indirectly in the past, with both fighters showcasing their skills in overlapping weight categories. This historical overlap, coupled with their contrasting styles and personalities, has sparked debates among fans and experts about a potential clash. The beauty of such a matchup lies in the intriguing contrast between their styles, accomplishments, and physical characteristics. Crawford began his professional career at lightweight, the same class where Tank Davis currently reigns as the WBA world champion. As Crawford progressed through his career, he earned undisputed status at super lightweight, a division where Davis has also won a title. However, Crawford's ambition and skill set drove him to climb higher, finally dominating the welterweight division and recently making his debut at 154 pounds, where he continues to assert his dominance. Meanwhile, Davis stays firmly rooted at 135 lbs, dismantling opponents with his trademark power and precision. GervontaDavis, the big hitter from Baltimore, has built a reputation as one of the most dangerous punchers in the sport. Known for his explosive knockouts and the ability to draw huge crowds, Davis has often exuded supreme confidence in his skills. In the past, Davis made a bold claim that he could knock Crawford out, a statement that many interpreted as either playful banter or a show of his unwavering self-belief. Crawford, however, has dismissed such talk, telling Davis not to punch above his weight literally and figuratively.
Pounds. So what are we talking about here? Gervonta Tank Davis, which would be the A side in this situation, would never move up to 147 pounds and fight Terence Bud Crawford.
Despite the apparent weight disparity and stylistic differences, some experts think that a fight between these two would be anything but straightforward. One such expert is the legendary multi-division champion Roy Jones Jr., who shared his views during an interview with Real Life Productions. Jones described a hypothetical matchup between Crawford and Davis as a good damn fight, saying that it could be competitive if fought at a catchweight just below the welterweight limit. Jones highlighted the unique qualities of both fighters, emphasizing Davis's explosiveness as a potential game changer. "I don't see anybody around that's going to beat Bud unless it's somebody way bigger than him," Jones said, referring to Crawford by his nickname. "But don't sleep on the fact that if he and Tank fought at about 145, that's a good damn fight. You follow me? Because they both have very high IQs, and Tank is very explosive. That's the one thing that Tank got that Errol didn't have in boxing. A powerful fighter can go a lot of places. I was only able to cover the weights that I covered because I was so energetic. Explosiveness keeps people in check." Jones's words highlight the key contrast between the two fighters. Crawford is a master technician known for his flexibility, ring IQ, and ability to outthink and outmaneuver opponents. His switch-hitting style and razor-sharp accuracy have helped him to dominate elite competition across multiple weight classes. Davis, on the other hand, is praised for his raw power, speed, and explosiveness, which have made him one of the most feared punchers in boxing. While Crawford relies on calculated precision to systematically dismantle his opponents, Davis has the power to end fights in an instant with a single punch physically. Crawford has a clear edge in terms of size and reach, standing at 58 in with a 74 in reach. He is clearly the bigger man compared to Davis, who is 55 with a 67.5 in reach.
Tank cannot fuck with Terence Crawford at all. Y'all keep pushing for that. He will destroy it.
This difference would make it challenging for Davis to close the distance against a fighter as skilled and disciplined as Crawford. However, Davis's explosiveness and ability to land fight-altering punches make him a dangerous opponent for anyone regardless of size. While fans and analysts can speculate endlessly about how a fight between these two would play out, the truth is that it's highly unlikely to ever happen. Crawford is currently focused on solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of his time. After clearing out the welterweight division and becoming the undisputed champion at 147 pounds, he is now eyeing an even bigger challenge. A possible fight against super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez. Such a matchup would require Crawford to jump 14 pounds to 168, an unprecedented move that underlines his ambition and confidence. Davis, meanwhile, has a different trajectory. He is set to fight Lamont Roach Jr. in March, a fight that many see as a tune-up for the Baltimore native. Intriguingly, Davis has hinted at the possibility of retiring by the end of the year, leaving fans to wonder if he will indeed step away from the sport at the height of his career. If true, it would mark the end of an era for one of boxing's most exciting and polarizing figures, despite their differing career paths and weight divisions. The hypothetical fight between Crawford and Davis continues to captivate the imagination of boxing fans. Crawford's size, skill, and experience would make him the favorite in most analysts' eyes, but Davis's explosiveness and predictability ensure that no result could be considered a foregone conclusion.
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but
whether or not their paths ever cross in the ring, Crawford and Davis have already cemented their places as two of the most dynamic and successful fighters of their age. For now, fans can only dream of what might have been while enjoying the continued brilliance of both men in their respective fields. What do you think we can expect to see? Share your ideas below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more information.